7 a.m. this morning.
Why?
Just doing stuff.
Oh.
You know, the whole, you were saying, you heard someone say, it's like, what do you actually even do after 7 p.m.? It's like, I do a lot. I do a lot after 4 a.m.
I guess, but that's kind of because you're asleep during the day.
No, I was awake early as well. It was like a 24-hour cycle of just like, well, I'm just awake.
Oh, right.
Let's do some stuff.
Ugh.
Productivity.
I'll be productive until like 9:30, maybe.
Then you toggle off.
Yeah, toggle off.
No.
Toggle off.
Stop.
I've been using it for my guitar practice this week. What?
I'm just cool. it's so like, especially with you, like we're both of us, we've got a whole thing of just don't tell me what to do. And I feel like I know you're telling it to tell you what to do.
No, it doesn't.
But it's a weird thing.
It doesn't tell you what to do. You just tell it what you're doing.
Yeah, it's
there's no part of it that's like, now do this and now do this.
It's just another step, I guess. Another step towards another step of something to do before you do the thing that you actually want to do. While I'll check the stars and then go do this.
No, it's like if I'm running scales, like I like to see kind of how long I've been doing it overall, and it's part of a progress thing as well. Because it's like, so I was like I never ever ran scales. Like I never used to. It's partly why my picking accuracy is so fucking horrendous.
Guitar talk, by the way.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Not like descaling a fish.
Yeah.
My fingertips.
So like I recorded myself at the start of the week. I was like, well, I'll record myself in another month's time, and I can look like how much like physical time I've actually spent running scales, and where it's gotten me to. Like I'm kind of interested in that, and like kind of breaking down the practice that way.
Well, I think classically, I think you've had we are recording, aren't we?
Yeah,
I'm
gonna fix that. And we're back. Classically.
Yeah. I think I've noticed, I don't know whether it's been that prevalent, maybe it's just I've noticed it for a long time, but I think your perception of workload or time can be out of whack. So I guess this is kind of like a thing to be like...
Yeah, unless I note it down. I think I definitely get an idea in my head that something is a lot bigger than it actually is. I think it's comparable
to the minutia, right? Like, say it was like, oh, I've got to do all this housework, and really, it's just like you just need to take the bins out. You're like, it's gonna take forever.
Yeah,
and it gets in that cycle of.
Well, I think it's comparable to the guy that tells you about like how big the fish was that he caught. Like, it's always a lot bigger in his memory than it actually was. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but they do it for positive reasons to like make themselves feel better. You do it to, I don't know, just to.
Well, Moby Dick wasn't positive.
It's pretty positive.
No.
Big whale.
He was haunted by that whale.
Visited.
Apparently, I've never read Moby Dick.
Visited.
But, like, I know the whale wasn't a good thing.
Was it a white whale?
Yeah.
Yeah. Prick. Hate white whales. Hate them more than a Big Bang.
Because they're not real.
Yeah. Don't exist. Yeah, not camouflaged.
Yeah. No whales in space.
Can't be a polar whale. Maybe you can.
Yeah. What are those?
I mean, there's whales over there.
Yeah.
But you don't get white whales.
Yeah. It's a stupid place to be for a whale, really. Like, I know you can deal with it, but like, you have to keep swimming up to the surface to make sure the ice doesn't close you into the sea. Like, you have to keep that hole open.
Maybe
and then you'll have
generate enough heat.
10 different whales, like, all using the same tiny hole, and then a polar bear just looking at them and being like, that one. And it just fucking murks it.
I was thinking of like a massive whale, but yeah.
Oh, like a blue whale.
Yeah.
Like a
polar bear. Mine.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, what they call? I was thinking the little ones because we were on about polar ones.
Yeah.
I think minke whales. Minke whales are like the small kind of white ones. I think.
Little whales.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Little whales somewhere.
Guitar practice.
Guitars. Time management. Yeah. I think like yes, other people do it to make themselves feel better. Like they'll exaggerate how long or how much time they took or the event. But I think there's a need in you to moan about something, so you might as well moan about yourself to yourself.
Yeah.
So it's just like it was a whole big ordeal. It's like, well, it's just fine.
But the thing is, like,
so that makes sense for.
It's that thing. Like, I don't really consider myself like a negative person. I don't think. I just have a need to be negative about some things. It's almost like it's like an outlet.
Yeah.
But like I don't think I see the world in a really negative way. It's just
no, but there's a need to moan. It's a weird thing. You need to expel negativity.
Yeah,
because you're so filled with it. But
through the power of moaning.
Yeah, and toggling is the remedy.
Yeah, no, toggling. Like I've come to really, really like it because, like, historically, my time management has been fucking awful. Like for my whole life. But
I don't know, like, say guitar scales. I mean, I just kind of do it until I feel like I've done my stuff for the day. Like, well, I don't use a timer. You could benefit from a timer, but for me, it's just like, can I nail this scale? If I can't, I'll keep doing it until I nail it, and then I'll reach a point where I'll mentally be like, I've done that for the day.
Yeah,
I am my own toggle.
No, part of it is that it's sort of hitting a certain threshold, I guess. Like I want to. The part of the reason that I never really got good is because I didn't do the things that I wasn't enjoying.
Yeah.
But the things that are kind of necessary, just technical things. So I think it's better if you can find a way to make them enjoyable, rather than just forcing yourself through it.
Yeah, it's just not doing it out of obligation.
Yeah,
I think is the best way that I phrase it about myself. Anyway.
Yeah,
just be like, oh, I should go to do this every day, and it's like, well, do you want to?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I should, and there's a weird feeling of like, no, I do want to, but you don't. It's just like, I want to be the kind of person that does this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be the kind of person who would enjoy doing this. But do you enjoy it? No.
Yeah.
And then try and figure out how to make it work.
I think it's just like it's the initial stages of it. It's frustrating to do when you can't do it. So as long as I kind of have to force myself through it and then reward myself with doing something that I do enjoy doing, that I can do, I guess.
So then you've just got to make the process of the early stages enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I would enjoy like doing scales and pentatonics and kind of jumping up and down the neck if I could do it. It's just learning to do it. It's just such a fucking minefield that I just have to force myself through it.
Well, the pentatonic is really easy.
Well, there's like 5 different patterns of it.
Yeah, but once you get them down, it's ridiculously easy, and then it's easy to jump up and down. So even if that's all I did, I was like, I just learned those 5 patterns and was like, okay, cool. And those 5 patterns can be done in any key.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I just started playing along with songs and like, I like this one, and then I'll try this one.
And it's like there's little things, little theory things that I'd never looked into that have suddenly helped, that have just sort of started kind of like almost like unlocking the matrix, like seeing things, seeing the instrument in a different way. Like I didn't know anything about like the caged system, and I just started looking into it this week, and it's just like, why didn't I know this was a thing?
I didn't like it.
No,
like I keep trying to throw it on my neck, and I was like, I don't care about this. And it was just like, it's interesting as a theory thing, and to learn for different chords.
Well, it's just interesting to be like, I don't have to play open chords anymore. Like, I can play a C down here, or I could play it here, and here.
Yeah,
like I like having that flexibility.
Just go fuck yourself.
So I think we're going a bit too deep into the weeds on music theory and stuff.
Maybe. But we were sociable this week.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
We're not usually very sociable.
No.
Despite us podcasting every week, we don't really do anything else.
No.
Like, don't like meet up for drinks or anything like that. So it's just like, because we're both quite inward, just like, we're just doing our own thing kind of thing.
We're comfortable alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, went out for social things last night with groups of people. It was good.
Yeah.
Have fun. Yeah.
It was
it's still bar crawling, which I still find strange. I think I'm just getting older. It's like all the young people are like, and I say young people, like 28. It's just like, what pub should we go to next? Can't we just stay here and just drink? I didn't feel that last night, but I just found it interesting that other people were like, just like, so where are we going next? Like, we're going elsewhere? Why would you do that?
We're enjoying the conversation, aren't we? And then we ended up in the Swan.
The Swan, which is in Sandbach, which is a lovely pub.
Yeah.
They got karaoke.
Yeah.
Which was fine.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't fine?
Well,
why wasn't it fine?
It was. I never really partake in karaoke. It's just, I always feel weird doing it.
Drive away, so.
Well,
can't sing for that.
I really enjoy singing. Like, I'm kind of performing, I guess, in my own environment, but I don't like kind of getting up in a pub with like people who are just kind of there to have a good time. It feels like showing off, I guess. I've got that insecurity about it, which is like I'm comfortable singing. I know I can sing, and I don't feel like people here have really kind of come to. I don't know. Deal with that.
You'll get people who are really trying to show off at karaoke, and you can definitely sense it. But if it's just like a laugh around, then it's fine.
Yeah.
And the singing, I don't know if it was good or bad.
I couldn't hear it.
Just because of the volume.
Sheer volume.
The sheer volume. Just for those interested. This was us. It's a little quieter now.
Yeah.
Wait for it. It was loud. It was very loud. It was so loud. That it threw me out of the pub.
There's no indication of the amount of treble that was actually in that room.
It was just on.
It was horrible.
It was up to 22.
It felt like it could cut glass. Like it was so sharp.
It was painful.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that, like I chose that song because it was like, but before it was loud, and then the guitar kicked in, and it was just like. I just got it shook me.
Yeah,
I've never felt more insane because everyone else around, as I look around, was just perfectly fine. Like everyone in the pub that I'm assuming regulars are like singing along. I guess that's fine.
Our group was just like
this is no. Our group still was fine.
Really?
It was just you and I really who was recoiling.
It was horrible.
It's just like my God. Yeah, it was just fucking insane. And I went outside because I was like, I've probably been to the most festivals.
Yeah, I think like, of all of us. Yeah,
just the loudest, heaviest metalist festivals, and it's just like that was enough. That was too much for me, and not just because it was because it was Oasis and it wasn't fucking Megadeth.
It's nothing to do with the songs. Yeah, because like most of the night, like loads of people did like country songs and things, and it was still like this is
intense. I mean, I went outside, just to take a break from the noise after 10 seconds of it, and I was just out there, just like shaking. And this woman came out and was like, "Oh, fucking hell, it's warm in there, isn't it?" It's like, it's warm. It's sonic warfare in there.
Yeah,
it's like people are dying, right?
Yeah,
I think I told you, like I never felt more like a dog on bonfire night in my life because I'm looking around, everyone's like cheerful, smiling, singing along, and I'm like, we're all gonna die. Bang, bang, bang! Don't you realise what's going on? The sky's on fire. I don't understand I can only assume this is because either everyone was drunk or the karaoke guy or the speakers weren't in where the karaoke was being sung.
I'd had a fair few at that point, and I was in pain.
It was pretty intense, but there was people they weren't bothered by it. Yeah. Got a few more sound clips.
Okay.
Steve screaming, "Turn it down!"
We can sit closer to the speaker if we want!
We weren't even like right next to the speaker.
No, so for reference, it was about 10 feet away, mounted on the wall, but pointed at us, and there was a wall behind us. So all the sound was like just
double.
Yeah, it was horrible.
It was just fucking insane. It was just. Jesus Christ!
Was that someone on karaoke, or was that someone in the group?
It was someone in the group.
Oh, right.
Just screaming it out of. That was like we just walked in. When we walked in, they were doing a really melancholic, subdued version of, I think, Daydream Believer.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like we walked in and it was loud, but it was really subdued.
Manageable.
So we were like, it's loud, but okay, it's Friday night or whatever.
Yeah.
And then just Oasis came on. I just remember just shaking. It was, oh my God. Fucking intense. But yes, people enjoy it. The volume. You could. The thing is, I don't even think the singing was that bad. It wasn't like
they
blasted out everything to mask the singing.
No,
it was just like it's just badly done.
It's just a horrible mix.
Yeah, Yeah, just someone not
tone.
doing anything. And there was 2 people on their booth, so it
Yeah.
was like the karaoke dude and then I think his sad wife.
Yeah.
Just like deaf. Just completely lost it by this point.
Awful at their jobs.
Just
Awful, terrible. Don't hire them.
Yeah, don't like those karaoke people. But yeah, other than that, you had an alright week.
Yeah, it's been good. There was a first for me this week. I went and gave blood.
Oh, you did.
And I want to point out,
Yeah.
not a hero. It's not a heroic thing to do.
Okay.
It's really fucking easy. People make a big fucking deal about it, that they're always so special because they were kind enough to go, like, you sit in a room, they put a needle in your arm, and then you have a biscuit and you leave. Like, there's like absolutely nothing to it. So to the point where, like, I'm just like, there's really no excuse not to do it. Like, it takes like, I think it took like half an hour. Like, they put you in like this weird cradle that like rocks.
Here's your hammock.
Yeah, that like rocks back, like to like a reclined position, but it's a fixed kind of plastic chair, like you're sitting in a car seat.
That's creepy.
It's really weird.
That's serial killing.
And it's kind of like it just kind of rolls back. The size of the needle they put in your arm is quite intense.
Okay.
Like it's
because they have to take like a pint or something.
Yeah, I don't actually know how much they take. They said it takes between 5 and 15 minutes. So I guess it depends how strong your heart is.
That's still quite a lot.
And
of
then
blood.
there's a back that
it takes for a vial of that size.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? A small vial takes about 3 seconds to fill.
Yeah.
So like times that by however many is 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Pretty intense.
Yeah.
Pretty intense volume.
Like, yeah, and it's I guess I think you must have to agitate it. So it's like there's like this machine next to you that's beeping, and then there's a bag of blood hanging from it that's being rocked back and forth, like by this machine. So I guess I don't know if it like coagulates or something. Is that a word?
Probably. Yeah,
if you don't keep it moving, but then how do you keep it moving once you go and put it away? I don't get it.
He's rocked the fridge.
Yeah, that's Dave. He's a fridge rocker. Works for the NHS.
Yeah, it's not heroic, but it's definitely a good thing to do.
It's
well, it depends if you've got good blood or not. I guess you could just be wasting people's time.
Yeah, and they I mean they have to test it.
Yeah, but then you're just wasting their time if you've got bad blood. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've got O positive blood apparently.
Oh, they told you?
They sent me something through.
Bastards.
Why? Did they not tell you?
No, I never gave blood because I don't know if I can.
I was wondering if like diabetic might just be some kind of complication. Like I'm not sure.
It's probably not. I don't know, but
probably not the best thing.
I give
for you
blood.
to do.
I get loads of blood tests.
Yeah.
So like, and I was just like, just out of curiosity, what blood type am I? And the nurse said, "Shut up." Okay. Really? Like you don't need to know. Like, all right. I mean, like, what if like an emergency? You won't be in an emergency. I think it's just one of those days.
Oh God!
So I was just like, okay, I just
but
thought
it's
it'd be
such
cool
a
to
nothing
know.
test.
Yeah,
like it's something that they have to do.
Yeah, they like them, and the doctors when they get the blood tests analysed, I imagine it's got like the signifiers of whatever blood type it is.
Yeah,
it's like, can you just tell me? Nope. Maybe I've got like the bad one, like blood X.
There are some that don't play well with others. I guess I don't know. What it is.
Just aggressive ones.
Yeah, yeah, but on the whole, like. It was a fine experience. Everyone was nice. There was no real pain. There's this weird test they do at the start where they test your blood for iron, and it's like, well, we're going to take a drop of your blood, and then they take this weird. She just took this thing out and went and like stabbed my finger. It didn't like warn me or anything.
Yeah,
like just there it is. Now my finger's bleeding all over the place, and then she takes a drop of it and drops it in this vial. She's just like, if there's enough iron in it, it should just sink. It should just kind of sink to the bottom. And she put this drop in and just went. like, oh, there's plenty of iron in there, I guess.
too much.
Yeah, but that was one of the reasons that I went, because I
too much iron.
Well, I heard this thing, and I'm pretty sure it's not bullshit, but they said it's beneficial for men to donate blood because they have no they have no their bodies have no good way of expelling iron. Women have a natural way, which is menstruation. Like they pass blood every month, so they don't need they don't usually have any. They usually have the opposite problem where they don't retain enough iron. Whereas with men, it can build up in your joints and all kinds of stuff. So it's beneficial to donate blood so you can expel iron.
The only thing I've heard is you can overdose on iron pretty easily.
Yeah.
If you're on vitamins and stuff and eating an iron-based diet. So maybe it does. But I imagine you shit iron, right?
Well, I would have.
Blood in
I
everyone's
always
story.
find it weird with stuff like that because it's like, so you're telling me like we had problems with like excess iron for how many millions of years until you guys came along and invented the needle.
No, this is if you're taking like iron supplements.
Oh no, but like if you're eating too much leafy greens or whatever, same shit.
Well, I think this is like a lifetime's worth of leafy greens in a pill.
Right.
It's like, you've got your 100% recommended daily allowance of iron plus more, or usually in the thousands of percent in these supplements and stuff like that. And then you're also eating loads of shit. It's like, I can understand how that could be. I mean, we didn't usually eat 3 meals a day, like current diet lifestyle. We're probably ingesting a lot more than we were millions of years ago, I guess. Yeah.
Well, I think we were scavengers. So we just eat what we found when we found it. Not scavengers, gatherers. Hunters, gatherers. So
probably not eat what you found when you found it, but gather stuff.
Yeah.
You probably just eat like once a day.
Roam around like eating berries and shit.
Or gathering them and like saving them for later. Kind of thing. Save for the winter.
Giving them to your dog.
All that shit. My perspective has changed when I went on that meat diet and I had like one meal a day that was incredibly small, and I was like, I'm actually incredibly satisfied and not hungry at all. So I imagine back when you didn't have, chemically altered foods and snacks and stuff like that, you just ate food.
Well, they do that thing where they do they call it like the warrior's diet or the caveman diet or something, where you eat your entire day's worth of calories in one meal, and that's how you eat. Like you just have one meal a day.
It's like reverse engineering it, but just one meal a day. Literally, I'd have one steak a day and I was just fine. Wasn't hungry at all, and it's just a habitual thing. And it's just you get used to. I mean, people say the whole fad at the moment is to not have breakfast, which is stupid. Yeah, it's the whole intermittent fasting idea is if you don't eat breakfast, you don't get hungry, so you could not eat until like 2 p.m.
I wake up hungry.
Yeah, but like when you eat breakfast,
because you
start your you start your metabolism when you first ingest, because your body's in crisis mode when it wakes up. It's like, we don't know if there's any food.
I'm having a crisis. Where's my porridge?
Yeah, it's just like it doesn't know if there's any food. So as soon as you eat food, it goes, oh, okay, there's food around, so I'll just start metabolizing stuff or doing whatever. But like that just means you just can't deal with your own hunger, which means it's all fine.
Yeah.
It's just you eat and you eat way more than you need to. Yeah. Evidently, we're still alive.
Yeah.
So,
but giving blood. If anything, not a hero. If anything, it's a service. Like expel excess iron, and over the course of rebuilding the blood and the blood that they take from you, you actually burn 650 calories. Good for weight loss.
Yeah, it's like
don't do it every day.
Couple of boxes of Tic Tacs. I guess. Yeah.
Because your bloodstream's carrying calories, and you use calories to rebuild the blood that you've lost.
So it's giving someone else your lunch.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. That's why they have to tilt it.
Yeah.
In case there's like, I don't know, like some pastrami in there.
Yeah, errant sandwiches.
I tried pastrami for the first time the other day.
Really? You've not tried pastrami?
Nah.
Wait, which one's pastrami?
It's just like peppery, I think, beef.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this just tastes like peppery beef.
Yeah, it's sort of like
I think you have to have it with loads
jerky.
of shit. Kind of. But I think it was like, oh, you probably need loads of shit with this. Like mustard and stuff like that. So I was like, I was eating it raw, eating it out the packet. I was like, this isn't that great. Yeah. But not all food is straight good out the packet.
No. What I was going to say.
Oh yeah.
The whole blood type thing. Mm-hmm. Now this does make sense to me because we are a big bag of chemicals, and everything that we are influences everything that we do. That makes sense. But so apparently, your blood type can give indicators as to what your personality is like.
I'm sure in an indirect way.
In an indirect way. Well, in a not so indirect way, BetterHelp.com wrote this about O blood type personalities. They said people with blood type O are outgoing, go-getters, and daring. They usually set high standards for themselves. And they do all they can to achieve them. Nonsense. O's have excellent leadership capabilities. Little things do not concern them.
Okay.
And this makes them appear as selfish to people in blood group A who are overly sensitive.
Just, we need to write about something today. Just, what blood type are you? Well, you're a cunt.
Yeah.
People are cunts.
Blood group O are generous and kind-hearted. The most generous and most kind-hearted.
Right.
Most people love this blood type. Flexible, resilient. They do relatively well, even in tough situations. Just vague comments.
This is just complete.
Like,
this is just astrology, isn't it?
yeah. Some of the positive personality traits of blood type O: leadership ability, self-determined, easygoing, optimistic, calm, confident, outgoing, loyal, cautious, passionate, peaceful, resilient, independent, trendsetters.
Instagram influencers.
Yeah. Reliable, carefree, and devoted. On the other hand, they're also jealous, rude, ruthless, insensitive, unpunctual, unpredictable, cold, self-centered, workaholics, and arrogant.
Okay.
So it's just everything under the sun. You are blood.
You are a person that inhabits lots of things.
Famous people with blood type O are
Oh my God.
Queen Elizabeth II, Paul Newman, Elvis Parsley, who I assume is related to Elvis Presley, maybe his vegan brother,
Gordon Ramsay's a lesser known cousin.
Ronald Reagan, John Gotti, and Gerald Ford.
John Gotti, wasn't he a mobster?
I don't know.
I think so.
don't
Might
know.
not be. Might be a politician.
But yeah, and then they list all these big
Paul
stupid
Newman.
things about like, oh, here's who your blood type O will be compatible with.
How many more identity politics do you want to throw into something?
It's just so stupid. Now, there was a breakdown from like the NHS website that made more sense, which was breaking down. It broke down what kind of sort of foods and things you'll generally be tolerant of and intolerant of, because your blood type determines the kind of like the biome in your stomach and like all that kind of stuff. So there'll be like so you'll be much more tolerant of like of just
Sadness.
basic kind of meats and vegetables, but you're not so tolerant of like wheats and dairies and stuff. And depending on your blood type, I guess depends on where your sort of ancestry comes from. So like maybe like they go on about like people with Mediterranean diets, like much more tolerant of eating like nuts and sort of like high calorie fruits and oily fish and stuff, where it might make other people just feel ill. So that side of it is fascinating. That makes sense. The personality side seems, from betterhelp.com, is just like astrology. It's just bollocks. But I do think there must be some kind of thing.
Well, take like stress, right? You could probably determine a level of stress from a blood sample. Maybe in terms of, I'm sure that there's some kind of biological, I forget the term for blood, but blood indicator that shows like high blood pressure or something like that. Maybe there's some kind of effect in there, and you could probably look through all the blood types and compare them with the blood pressure and be like, oh, this blood type on average. But it's the same as polls and like the amount of, I'm sure, the amount of people who've yelled at me for this, but I understand that you can make a guesstimate, an educated guesstimate of the age of people who voted for something.
Yeah.
Just by mathematically, statistically being probably older people voted for Brexit.
Yeah.
Probably.
Because
more than probably, but it's not certain. You're just making a statistical analysis of it.
Well, like on the whole, they say when you're young, you're quite idealistic, and as you grow older, you become more realistic. So it's a difference between being overly liberal or overly conservative. I guess.
There's that, but there's also, I think people say I don't know, Stoke-on-Trent, right? I can't remember what Stoke-on-Trent voted for, but say they voted for something. They voted for trees to go to turned upside down, right? And 80% of people voted yes, turn all the trees upside down. Just from that data, you could interpolate it to try and figure out the age.
Yeah. Because
this county, 70% of them voted for upside down trees, and 80% of them are over the age of 60.
Yeah.
You can kind of draw that out, but it's not. It's statistical analysis, I guess.
Yeah.
but it's not factual. And you can do the same for people's blood, I guess. You can be like, well, most people, well, there was an indicator here, but really it was an indicator for something else, but we took it for this. So yeah, it doesn't feel like the most stuff. I was thinking about something today, actually, not blood related, but you're saying that it's not the heroic thing to do to give blood. Yeah.
I just don't. I don't think it's. I think it's commendable. I don't think it's a big deal. It's not like donating a kidney or something.
Yeah, I think that's because of like social media. People put out like, "Oh, I gave blood today,
and again,
you should."
I understand that like they encourage you to do it when you give blood because it encourages more people to give blood.
Like and subscribe.
But like I think it's more beneficial to be like, look, it's really easy. It's not. There's nothing difficult. There's nothing. It's not like donating organs or something like.
But people will big themselves up about it.
Yeah.
Kind of that.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that because I think I can't remember. Oh yeah, there was this guy who like TikTok. I haven't really done much with it, but a while ago I had a look at it and found this guy who just every day just talks into TikTok, and it just like I think I clued in when his sister just died. So like he was like not openly grieving. It was like 10-second clips, and it's like, "Hi everybody, how's it going?" And he just do something. But and then in one of them he goes, "Hi, how's it going? Happy day. My sister's in heaven, and I'll catch you guys later." And it's just that unfiltered broadcast to the world, which I think is what all of social media is. Yeah, and I don't like that not because of any personal reasons, but I just think that. That's the first step into exploring yourself, is having those thoughts and feelings. And then the next step is to analyze it and explore it yourself rather than being like, that's all I need. Okay, there you go. And I don't have to think about it again. I just throw it out there and you guys deal with it. Yeah. And it's like, no. I just rather, if a song hits me and then if a song hits me and I'm like, oh, that hit me in an emotional place, I'd like to explore that and figure out what it was and think about it and carry it with me for years and just kind of figure it out. But yeah, I think there's a certain... expulsion when you just kind of like just put it out there.
Well, that's half the reason that I got rid of it on my phone is because like now if I go on it on the computer and I go on it with intent. So it's like if I want to say anything, if I want to share anything or anything like that, like I've thought about it, and there is also a process of thought like when you kind of accessing the website and stuff as well, rather than just click, here's everything I think today. Then close it. Like it's
well, it's just I think just desperately wanting to seem interesting. Like say you ate a meal, right? Yeah, 3 meals cooked in front of you. One was cooked, but no, reference to an old episode. You go out for a meal, and you take a bite of a meal, and it's amazing. Right. I personally would relish that enjoyment and enjoy the rest of the meal as an experience. Yeah. I feel like social media's attitude is you take that first bite, you go, oh my God. Take a photo of it. This restaurant is amazing. That food's amazing. I've now expressed everything that I need to about this meal, and then I'll just finish the meal with a little bit of, oh yeah, this is really nice, rather than like deep diving into it. Yeah, I think it's just by documenting it and posting it, I think you do disassociate a little bit. Yeah, and I think I just can't really get into it.
The other side of that though is that I've been to like far too many funerals recently, and something that they
Were you invited?
Yeah, I didn't crash them. Okay. I didn't crash them. Like the thing they all had in common was that they put on like photo displays of like the person's life and all their family and friends and all of that. I was just like, I don't have this kind of documentation, but it is kind of fascinating, like to kind of to look back on. Like I was looking at a photograph of someone's. The person that passed away, their great grandparents, and it was taken in like the 20s. And I was like, this is a picture of 5 people, and it was just taken in an instant, and then those 5 people just went and kind of carried on with their lives, and like it was the first time that like kind of like I felt kind of like a historical context to a photograph, and it just hit me in a weird way. But it was just kind of 5 people standing there smiling. It was odd.
You should document stuff, and you should relish stuff. And
I don't do it enough. For weirdly, for someone who like has the facility and has this big thing about video and like visual medium and stuff, like I just don't do it.
Well, you don't. Silly example, but you said like you don't do like Christmas videos or anything like that, like regular things, document history kind of thing. But I think if you're going to do that in that meal example, take the photo afterwards. Don't just stop. Don't drop everything.
Yeah,
I've got to take a photo of this meal and I've got to post it and I've got to be like, it's like, because you're putting yourself further away from it.
Yeah.
But you don't think you've got many documentations of Steve?
No, I mean there's photos of me when I was a kid.
Turn it down. But yeah, that's true. I think both of us, like, our Facebook feeds aren't particularly.
The most photos I've got of me were when I was like 19 and you took your camera everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's the same for me.
So if you go on my Facebook, the chances are most of the photos on there are from like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
10 years ago?
Yeah.
10 12 years ago.
Yeah, and it's something I might try and get back into for similar reasons, and it's just really easy. It's just, I just didn't want to broadcast. I guess I was still trying to figure out what to deal with stuff. I still find it weird when people post nothing. You know, I didn't do anything today. All right. Fair enough. I like you less.
Yeah.
So it's just a weird thing, but it's documenting something.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing. I remember when I was going through my surfer dude phase, where I was I was basically training to be scrawny. So I was running a lot, doing a lot of gym stuff, lots of swimming, lots of like around 5 hours a day in the gym.
Yeah.
But eating normally. But I looked ill, like a crackhead. But I was just like, it's just like I'm healthy. I'm just really thin.
Yeah.
When I was doing that, I was Facebook posting just numbers, and they were my weight in a different measurement. So every now and then, I put Facebook states were like 77.6, and people were like, what's going on?
This is the weirdest countdown I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. I'm just posting it, and it was just like a thing of like, oh no, I feel I don't want the context of it for the rest of the world necessarily.
Yeah.
I just wanted to post it to be like, okay, I've documented that for me now.
Yeah.
It's a bit more live. So yeah, nothing against that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I read a note on a forum about podcasting that I hate it when people ask each other how their week was in their episodes.
Like we do every single
week.
week.
This is for you.
Yeah.
Well, it's a different. We are what we think is a podcast.
Yeah.
It's not an audio book or a radio play. I think those are the two different things. I was like, I just don't. If you're doing a bird watching podcast and you're asking each other how your week went, maybe some people wouldn't like that, but that's a different type of fan. Because even if I was a fan of anything, I'd like to be interested in the people.
I don't know.
I'm not saying people should be interested in us. This is genuinely, I don't know how your week's been.
It's a bit different for us because we have no focus. Like if you're doing a bird watching podcast, you could ask someone how their week's been, and they'd give you an answer that's relative in bird watching. It's like, oh no, it was great. On Monday, I went and saw a red kite.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, dragon.
Yeah.
Fucking intense week. It's a dragon, a bird. No, it's a white whale. But yeah, stuff's been going on in Stoke.
Oh, right.
No, this is the entire article. A man has been seen wearing a hazmat suit entering a house. That's the whole article.
Fumigating, maybe?
No one knows. It's not even necessarily an official. It's just a man in a hazmat suit walking around.
That's a newspaper version of a Facebook update.
Pretty much. Paramedics are also on the scene. Sorry, that's also in the article. But I'm not joking. That's literally the whole article. Just like, good.
Yeah.
I guess, for the people inside.
Yeah.
Why not enjoy that? NBC also had a similar article. Little brown dog is overjoyed by astronaut's return home. That's it.
All right.
Fair enough. Just this, I think that's the term, little brown dog.
Yeah.
Is overjoyed.
Yeah.
The astronauts have come home.
I do have a bit of a guilty pleasure of watching videos of happy dogs. I do quite like it. It's one of the few things that's like, that warms me.
I have that a little bit.
Yeah.
Little bit. Not going to admit it's any more than that. But like stuff like, well, this video wasn't that great because it was only a little brown dog.
Yeah.
Like people who haven't seen their pets for a while, and the dog's like vaguely understanding.
Like,
yeah,
and dog just goes fucking ape shit.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, that's cool. But that's just because dogs are better than
anything.
Dogs are awesome. In other news, a bit more science, similar to your O blood negative stuff. Did you know?
O positive, actually.
Oh.
Don't know the difference.
Optimist.
Yeah.
Did you know that having 10 or more sexual partners increases your cancer risk?
Why?
Just does.
Cancer's not infectious.
10 or more, and you're more likely. I think what they were trying to say was, I think they go on to say, to be fair, is that STIs can have an effect on cancer growth. I think, no, that's not what this article was saying.
Right.
This article was saying other studies. So someone else has been suggesting this. But we just say, if you had more than 10, you're going to die of cancer. It goes on, the researchers found a statistically significant association between the number of sexual partners and the risk of cancer diagnosis amongst men and women. I think this is just, I'm sure I would class myself as an average journeyman, but I don't think in this day and age 10 sexual partners is radical.
No.
Especially the average age of the people in this trial was 65. So I think by the time you're 65, I think if you've had 10 sexual partners, that's probably pretty normal.
Yeah.
With the exception of marriage and stuff like that, you know what I mean? If you were single for a considerable amount of time, then you'd probably have more than 10 sexual partners.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what they're doing. It was done by Austria, Turkey, Canada, and Italy, based on over 5,500 participants aged 50 and over. So again, that's also like 50 years ago. It was probably a different sexual club, right? The 60s was meant to be quite a sexually risky time. So it's meant to, it's going to be, this is a pointless study. Why have you done this? I guess for like my brain today. What was the thing you did at uni if you were an idiot and you didn't do the easy bit? You had to do a thesis or a big thing at the end, like 12,000 words.
A dissertation.
Dissertation. It feels like a dissertation thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I did this for my school project. I asked 6,000 people how many people they had sex with and if they had cancer.
Have you got cancer?
Compared with women who reported no sexual partner or just one, those who said they had 10 or more were 91% more likely to be diagnosed with cancer. Now, I'd say that people who had no sexual partners by the time they were 50, I'd say they were probably in the minority of the group.
But could
be different generations.
Could it not just be like telling of your personality? Maybe if you have more sex, you take more risks, as opposed to someone who has no sex, so might not be outgoing, so doesn't partake in anything carcinogenic.
Maybe, but I also think that these are just 5,500 people over 50. They didn't take like a percentage group of people who had no sexual partners, percentage group who had 10, and percentage group who had somewhere in between. They just went over 50, and I imagine the majority of people over 50 have had sex, and have had sex with more than one person, and maybe 10 or more. So I think it's just like a weird skewed thing. But yeah, if you have sex, you get cancer. Another news. Florida man.
What's he done
Good
now?
old he's undergoing kidney dialysis. That's that article. No, he's undergoing kidney dialysis 3 times a week, and he's upset that he's not allowed to bring a life-size cardboard cutter of Donald Trump for sessions.
Why not?
Not allowed. Too political.
It's not his place, is it?
I don't know. I think who cares? He's on kidney dialysis.
Yeah.
It's like, are the nurses gonna vote differently?
I guess you have to be like, well, why do you want that? Like,
is it emotional support Donald Trump?
Well, is it because you it actually kind of comforts you and makes you feel warm and fuzzy, or is it because you're trying to be controversial?
I think it's a blend. I'll go through it a little bit more.
Because there's no reason to be a dick in a hospital.
That's
regardless
true.
of your political beliefs, it's hard enough being in a hospital for anybody.
But
like,
just the better reaction is just to ignore it.
Yeah.
You know, the people being a dick are the people rising to the bait.
Well, that's
admittedly he's being antagonistic potentially if he is.
Yeah.
But like the right way to treat that is to be like, okay,
yeah,
how's Mr. Trump this morning?
Yeah,
you need to
yeah.
speak to the white coat people.
The other side of it is like, what's the argument? What's the argument for it? Like, is it that
it's
like
emotional support president?
Well, I mean, like, so would they have a problem if it was a cutout of Obama?
We'll go through it a little bit more. His family can't sit with him during his 3.5-hour treatments, so he has to do it alone. In their absence, he began bringing a picture of Trump as a comfort item.
Okay.
So start off as a picture.
All right.
Stare at Donald Trump while your kidneys are being
pumped.
It feels like bringing something from home to make you comfortable, he told West Palm Beach area TV outlet, and nobody complained. Then he started bringing a small cardboard cutout of himself standing next to a photo of Trump. So this is why I think it's kind of a blend. It feels like he's just kind of tested the waters to be a bit of a dick. I've got a picture of Trump to comfort me.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got a picture of me looking at a picture of Trump to comfort me. Okay. Last Saturday, he took a life-sized cutout of Trump to his treatment at the kidney care in Port St. Lucie. He said no one took offence, but when he returned the next Tuesday for treatment with the cutout, he said he ran into a roadblock. They told me it was too much, and it wasn't a rally. This is too much. I think my kidney problems are a bit much. No, this cardboard cutout is a bit much.
I think it's bullshit. I think he's definitely trolling.
Yeah. I didn't read it that much before I just read it. It's like, it feels like he stepped up. I'm bringing a photo of Trump for a laugh.
Let's ease this in. Let's see how far I can go.
Yeah. Just slowly building. They say they feel singled out because the centre typically encourages patients to bring emotional support items. I just like the idea of an emotional support Trump. His kidneys.
Yeah.
That's my Trump. There you go.
They're the greatest kidneys.
They're so filtered.
We make the best kidneys.
He said, there's another patient that brings in bubble wrap and pops it during her treatment, which he finds irritating.
Emotional support bubble wrap.
Bang! Dogs everywhere. Coronavirus update.
Okay.
That's that whole thing, just emotional support cardboard president. But yeah, coronavirus update. Armed robbers in Hong Kong
have stolen coronavirus.
They've pickpocketed, they've PPI'd coronavirus. Made off with hundreds of toilet rolls worth more than £98 because everyone's panic buying them because of the coronavirus.
Is that news?
Armed robbers at knife point stealing deliveries of toilet roll. I'd report it.
Well, I don't mean that, but it's just like there was a theft
at knife point for toilet
roll. Yeah, it is a bit weird.
If somebody stole barbecue sauce and just like pallets of it, using an axe, I'd be like, the world needs to know.
Yeah,
that's what Spotlight film was all about, or something like that. Yeah, toilet rolls, they're currently in short supply in Hong Kong due to shortages because people are panic buying them. But I'm imagining because they're being like being housebound.
Yeah,
they're like, well, you stock up on everything, and so now toilet rolls are sold on the black market. Knife-wielding men robbed a delivery man outside a supermarket in Mong Kok District, police said. Police have arrested 2 men and recovered some of the loo roll. Coronavirus. Oh, and lastly, from me, I've got one of these. God. Bit of God this week.
Glad we're going back into this.
It's not that bad.
Right.
This is fine. I just find it funny because I think both of us.
Hashtag God the dying dog. I'm sorry, I've just seen that.
Layered. I just found this funny because it's misplaced, not misplaced rage, but when somebody's trying to make you upset and they're just going about it in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
And just like, that's a good thing, right? Like, oh yeah, well fuck you, I'm going to make you breakfast. Well, thanks. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever I can do. Women who cook food while on their period will be reborn as dogs, according to an Indian religious leader whose sermon has since gone viral. Great. That sounds great.
Yeah.
I don't understand if you're upset or celebrating.
I'll be a dog.
Yeah. What's wrong with being a dog?
Yeah.
Great being a dog.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you cook food while you're on your period, you're going to be a dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
People like you, even if you're a dick.
If you get sick, you don't get sick for long. They just kill you. Sounds great. The guru who made the statement, Krishnaswarup Dasji, is a member of the major Swaminarayan sect of Hindus in Prime Minister Narendra Modi's home state of Gujarat. As well as his comments about women, he also said that men who eat food prepared by menstruating women would be reborn as bollocks. So I guess bulls, or it's a typo and it's bollocks.
Well, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
you said
bullocks. So
yeah,
I think like bull.
Yeah, a bullock is a bull.
Yeah.
So, but I liked the idea that men's balls were sentient, like to the point where they've each got a soul.
Boiling in here. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Nice. Adding, and this was the guru said that, I don't care if you do not like my views. This is written in our scriptures. So in the scriptures,
is it? It's written in our scriptures, as in we wrote it down.
Yeah.
So it's real.
If you're menstruating women, you become dogs.
Yeah.
If you're cooking a steak or something,
and if you eat it like,
or not a steak, well, maybe.
Let's look at the prospect of reincarnation.
Hang on, isn't this was in Gujarat? I can't remember whether it's India, right? Yeah, India.
Yeah,
they worship cows.
Yeah,
are bulls cows? Yeah,
essentially.
What a punishment! Well, you'll be reborn as our most celebrated divine animal. Again, are you upset if you don't like it? I like it. What's bad?
Well, let's look at the prospects of reincarnation. I quite like it. Like I like the idea of reincarnation. I don't believe in it, but I
just like it.
But I like the idea. I much prefer that to, and now you go here forever.
Kind of like Secret Sauce.
What?
You like Secret Sauce, but you don't necessarily believe it's a whole global secret.
I don't understand.
No?
What's secret sauce?
Just Secret Sauce like you get in, like, I don't know, KFC.
All right.
13 secret spices, right? Yeah. You might enjoy those spices, but you don't necessarily believe in the power of those spices. In terms of, so KFC,
sure,
reincarnation, right?
Well, like
building bridges.
It's just
between ideas.
I'd be a bit bummed if they said you're going to come back as a worm, but at the same time, it's like, well, I won't know. My life will be over very quickly, and then I'll come back as something else. It's like you have to work your way up, but like,
it's that disassociation between soul and life.
Yeah,
because if your soul was transferred into another animal upon death, but you had no knowledge of that, then the experiential mind or life of somebody goes somewhere else, I'm assuming. Yeah. So if you had no idea, probably wouldn't make any difference. Yeah. But I guess the idea is that there's some form of understanding from your previous life. That would the only way that would make sense to me.
So like as a man, if you eat food prepared by a woman that was menstruating, you come back as a massive, strong, testosterone-filled beast.
Yeah, who stabs Spaniards.
Men, I can't imagine men would have a problem with that. Like, yes, I'm the king of the field.
That's the thing. I just like, is this offensive?
Yeah.
Or is this celebrating something?
Yeah.
I don't know, but have at it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
If you don't want to eat in restaurants at certain times of the year or month, then fine. But it seems like a weird way to live your life out of fear of becoming a divine animal. So, fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's God.
Oh.
Nice little bow.
Good bit of God.
Good bit of God bow. Hashtag God the Dying Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me this week.
All right. There you go.
Steve's collection of useless meanderings.
Scum.
Just a few of these this week. There you go. Sorry. Yeah, no, it's fine. Due to the sinkability of sheep, farmers on Bangladeshi floodplains have started rearing ducks instead.
Just seems easier.
Yeah. They flood, they float, it goes, they're still alive. Like, it's fine.
The sheep, they flood. You can't, put them in a dryer because the shrinks. Just need to do something else.
But it just, well, I came here to buy sheep.
Duck. You want duck?
You're a sheep farmer. Yeah.
This is the new sheep.
It's a whole advertising campaign. Duck, the new sheep.
Yeah, wolves aren't as much of a problem anymore. Now it's ducks. Women reborn, and now the new curse of the shepherd's world. Yeah.
I read a weird thing the other week. Not weird, and just vaguely interesting and something that'll probably make you groan. But ducks are named after the word duck because they duck their head under the water.
Oh, for God's sake!
Apparently,
no.
Apparently,
ostriches
that's
aren't
real.
Ducks. Are they? Or would they be called bend-overs?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sand face. Sounds vaguely racist.
Feather horse. Maybe. I expect that's the same thing as the term faggot has been rebranded in different definitions.
Yeah.
In order to make it more horrendous.
Yeah.
In a current climate. So I imagine it's something. I'm not saying that ducking is a horrendous crime, but I imagine you could put those together and be like, I bet that's how that happened. I think it's just it's I can't remember. Was it lion or tiger or bear? Bear was decided. The reason that bears are called bears, apparently, as some comedians in stand-up sets said, it's because it's such a short word. Because everyone who had a longer name for a bear got killed by bears. Quick, there's a blah 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 coming, and by that time
they were dead.
They're all dead.
Yeah. Bear.
Did you say bear? Yeah.
It sounds like a scream.
Bear. And the name survived, so I guess you could maybe say the same for duck.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why you would need such a brief and warning name for a duck.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. What's a bird? Similar.
They are waterfowl, aren't they?
Maybe. They're water chickens.
That's what they're called. Yeah. Waterfowl. Any bird that lives on water or around water is called a waterfowl, isn't it?
I don't know. I just thought fowl was just another term for chicken. I guess chickens are fowl. But yeah, I don't know what fowl is. We can look into it.
Need to look more
I don't think ducks are water chickens. I'm going to put that out there.
All right. Waterproof chickens.
Little bow. Well, chickens can't fly.
No.
And they can't...
Previous incarnations of chickens could fly. Was
the whole famous duck thing? They can...
Oh, no. Wait, no,
they can trebuchet their penis across a pond.
I've
never seen a chicken do that.
A duck's penis expels at an alarming rate, and it's like a corkscrew.
Yeah. Never seen a chicken do that.
No.
It's a bird. An ostrich isn't a bird. I'm just going to leave that there as well. I just had a thought. Does that mean that an ostrich is a waterfowl? No, I don't think it is. Birds that live around water, did you say? A waterfowl?
I think so, yeah.
But all birds live around water.
No, but that can live on the water. Geese, swans.
Chickens?
No.
Oh, chicken's not a waterfowl, is it? It's a fowl.
Yeah.
Okay, right. I see what you're saying now. I thought fowl was short for waterfowl.
All right.
I'm not a clever man.
Just a loud one.
Haven't slept much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, crabs are selfish.
Oh.
So selfish are these shellfish, in fact, that there is a line of thinking named after them called crab mentality, which is akin to the phrase, if I can't have it, you can't either. This can be demonstrated by observing a crab trying to escape from a bucket full of other crabs, and as it does, the others will all pull it back inside.
trying to save it from the outside bucket.
Is it
not more to do with just their general posture? It's mine. Do you know what I mean? I'd see that as selfish.
Yeah.
If you were to have an image of selfishness, it'd be like, ah.
Yeah.
And not even like walking towards your way, just walking from side to side. Can't have it. It's mine. I think that's how you would say a crab is selfish.
Yeah. I used to have crabs, and I never saw them walk
you used
forwards.
to have crabs.
Like when I had a tropical fish tank, I used to have these little brown crabs with bright red claws.
Is that just different water?
Just warmer.
It's just got a microwave.
It's got a heater in it. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Not hugely warm.
Just
like 22, 23 degrees, something like that.
Yeah. No, I can put crabs in my room.
Yeah. Yeah. But I didn't realize when I got them that they shed their skin. So I would come back and I'd be like, oh, it's died. Like just this really pale looking crab, like perfectly preserved.
You'd pick it up to like give it a last goodbye, and it would just crumble into dust. You'd be
Oh no!
What's going on?
And then he'd come out from behind a rock. He's like, "You have returned."
All is not lost.
It's the Messiah.
Yeah, reborn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, crab
I guess
mentality.
it makes sense. Well, I don't know why snakes do it, but I can understand why crabs do it, because it feels like if you've got a hardened shell,
Yeah.
eventually that would just become
you have to grow.
damaged, and you'd grow.
Yeah.
And I just feel like you'd get a bit more, like, it'd be a bit more tight, and it would be a bit more wear and tear on it.
Yeah.
So it makes sense just to throw it away and get a new one.
Well, it's a different form of what we do. Like we have like 7 layers of skin, and it all regenerates and pushes the old one off over time. But it doesn't all happen at once. Like, it's just.
Well, why do we replace skin then? Say it's not damaged, it will be replaced.
Yeah, because the outer layer of skin is already dead.
Yeah,
is the thing. It's
so
like your hair.
Why kill more? You know what I mean, if it's already dead, I guess you could say it's losing. It just that's its cremation. Is it just it is already dead, and as it rots, it falls off? Is kind of what you're saying? Is that right?
I guess.
So so maybe a snake is the same thing.
Yeah.
Their skin's just rotting.
Yeah.
Maybe everything sheds skin apart from waterfowl, because I've never seen the outline of a chicken crumble to dust.
Well, they shed feathers, but I'm pretty sure everything sheds skin.
They've got skin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man,
I'm sure they all do.
They must have skin.
No, they have skin. I mean, I'm sure they all shed skin. I'm sure everything sheds skin. I think fish shed scales. Like, not obviously.
Yeah, but for the same reason, I guess, that a crab would.
Yeah.
Just kind of bits fall off.
But in the same, fish shed scales in the same way that we do. It's not like all at once. It's just little bits and pieces.
Cool if they did. I'd like to see like I'd like to see a sperm whale just shed its skin. But it's just like, for some reason, it's so light that it gets out the water and just floats to the sky. Fuck! Jesus Christ! It just migrates to the sun like a moth. What's that? It's just how whales, shed their skin.
Yeah.
It's just what happens.
He's in heaven now.
He's in the sun.
It would be weird to see like a whale, like a new whale, swim out of an old whale.
Just happy coming out of sad.
Yeah.
Hey.
I've watched a bunch of like videos of like snakes like shedding their skin. Okay. And it's like a new snake.
And you got freaked out by me watching when pilots eject. You're watching when snakes shed.
No, just like YouTube videos.
Yeah, YouTube videos of just, when's this snake gonna lose its skin?
Just really shiny, like really shiny snakes.
Yeah, I guess all
like brand new.
Wet.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think it looks wet, but I think they're just glossy.
I can't remember if I told this on this, but have you ever felt or smelt a snake shitting?
Oh, I've never smelt it. No.
It's the worst thing in the world.
Oh,
one of the worst things.
Well, yeah, because
having a car journey.
It's all protein, I guess. Like,
they don't shit for like a month. Like a long period of time, like a week or a month, something like that. And I was helping a friend move, and she had a snake, and it shat in the car. The van, I think it was. Oh no, it was a car rental, like a estate car that I rented to help her move. And
Yeah.
just shat all over it. It was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh.
There's lots
Do you
of
know-
God and Jesus Christ in
Do
this.
you know they fart really loudly?
No?
Yeah, there's videos of that as well. It's weird.
When pilots eject, weirdo. Snake farts. I have to know.
It makes sense. I'm guessing like
With,
everything
like,
must fart.
With leather skin, though?
They have an
Leathery skin?
anus.
Oh, yeah, but anuses aren't what causes farts.
No, it's the
It's the fleshy skin
yeah.
around it.
Well,
I never thought of
I don't know.
snakes
I
as
don't know
fat
how it
arse.
works. I haven't looked at it intently. I've
It's
just heard it.
true. It's an experience. Let's
Yeah.
put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's an albino snake as well. I don't know if that's a big thing. Cruelty to albino snakes.
I have seen albino snakes.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
maybe they're a fashionable thing. Fashionable snakes.
Anyway,
Anyway.
if you have one person in your life who cares that you exist, then you probably have more than Hedviga Golic, the Croatian lady who died in front of her television in 1966 and wasn't discovered until 2008.
I think it says more about house prices than it does about family members. No one wants to buy this house. Does someone live there? Someone used to. There's just never leaving.
Just haven't. Yeah, well, like
Making payments on the house still. It's
I
been
understand
paid
it.
for.
Maybe if you live remotely, like in the woods, but if you live like in a flat,
Yeah.
like in a building
Yeah.
where it's common to see people, it would be
But
weird.
I don't know if this is true.
42 years since that door's opened. Are you sure she's all right?
Well, no, you could just walk past and think no one lives there at the moment, I guess.
Yeah.
But if you stop paying your mortgage, I get the feeling that at some point within 42 years,
Someone will come.
the bank will come around your house. They'll
Yeah.
send someone around your house.
Yeah.
So maybe it's Croatia, right? Maybe they got different land taxation laws or something.
Yeah.
Like maybe it was all paid for, or it was still being paid for by family who just didn't want to see their relative in 42 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you own a property and it's completely paid off, and let's say you've got no utilities, is there anything else that you have to pay? Do you have
Well,
to
like-
pay tax every year on a property, or
I imagine
is it
so.
just like once it's paid off, like
I
that's
imagine
it?
there's some kind of land tax.
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine it. It's probably rolled in with all the other
I
costs.
mean, like,
of
so with
running a
us,
house.
we like regardless of anything, we have to pay council tax.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way around
Yeah.
that. So if you stop paying that, people will know.
Yes. And yeah, so yeah, I think there's a land tax of some kind. But yeah, somebody would cut. You'd have to pay something. Somebody must be paying for something. And you could have a relative that you haven't seen for 42 years.
Yeah.
That you pay for their housing or whatever.
Maybe.
That kind of works.
That's weird, though.
Oh, that brings up an interesting, not an interesting point, more of a boring point.
All right.
If you don't have a mortgage, do you have to have home insurance? I guess not, right? But I think in order to have a mortgage, you need to have home insurance. As I think how it works.
To be
weird.
honest, we got a mortgage and they didn't ask anything about insurance. We have got it, but they didn't.
Oh, you have to add supply the details on mine. Maybe it varies from mortgage to mortgage.
Yeah, because we were told like, oh, you'll need this, and we were going to get it anyway, obviously, because it just makes sense. But no, the mortgage people didn't give a fuck. They never asked.
Oh, you went, but you did all of your a lot of your stuff independently, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you probably had to put down your mortgage, your home insurance details in the buying process on a form addressed to the bank.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
maybe. Actually, we
the
could have sent
policy
it to
numbers.
solicitors or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's a legal requirement. I don't know.
It
but
would make sense.
just a random thing.
Yeah. And finally, a very pregnant looking man who was tired of being teased by his mates for being a very pregnant looking man went to a doctor to have the condition checked out, only for the doctor to find his dead 36-year-old brother inside of him. The
I was going to ask, what does a pregnant man look like? But I guess it's just got a growth inside.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
The two had been attached at birth, and one continued to grow inside the other's stomach for several years. So if you're an only child who also happens to be a pregnant-looking bloke, maybe you're not an only child after all. But they removed, like, hands, hair, limbs, like, just...
Perfectly preserved for 37 years.
Yeah.
Seems intense.
Yeah.
But I don't. Isn't that just the plot of Junior in a weird way? How can a man sustain life within his body?
He did. Well, it was dead.
Yeah, it was dead, but it wasn't like rotted.
No, that's the thing. I would have thought like, well,
It would have dissolved. I'd assume it would dissolve after 7.
Yeah, or
years.
you'd get like sepsis. Your body would be like,
Yeah.
this shouldn't be here.
Yeah, his only condition was his friends made fun of him.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, that means you've got.
But then I guess the other side of that is
brother
like,
inside of you.
if you're twins, like identical twins, and you were being born at the same time, then it's feasible that you'll have the same biological makeup. So your body won't really recognize it as something else. Maybe.
But just, you can't have a man inside you.
Well, I don't know why you'd spend 36 years before you went and got it checked out.
You
Like,
might not
look,
notice
I've
it.
tried Slim Fast. I've tried everything. I've been for walks and runs. It's just
You need an abortion. Okay.
Did you know you had a brother?
No, where is he? In your colon.
Guess who?
Yeah.
He's alive.
Yeah, but yeah, it must have been like, yeah. I'm assuming it sounds like he was in one piece still, and that feels like I don't think you should be able to do that unless you're in an amniotic sac.
Yeah.
You know, with an umbilical cord.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's just for nutrients. It's probably for like other stuff as well.
Yeah. Well, I imagine it must have. I mean, I don't know if it would have still been in one piece after all that time, but it was.
But like
it was
hands.
fully formed. Like it'd been growing for a few years until it died.
Yeah. So either when he was born, an
Yeah.
equally sized baby, or maybe a slightly smaller baby,
Yeah.
was in his abdomen,
Yeah.
or he was impregnated in the womb in some way,
Yeah.
like something like that. You shouldn't have sex with pregnant women, otherwise you might come back as a dog if they cook. No, because they cut. No menstruation when you're pregnant.
No. Yeah.
I don't know what that was. It's a new segment. Menstruation, not with the pregnant. You won't be reincarnated as dogs. Sounds fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's me this week.
that's all good. Yeah, weird energy, tired, long week as well for me. Just lots of
I'm alright. I don't know.
other stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I went to bed at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
So I slept for a nap, I
Yeah.
guess. Try and power through. But yeah, all good. Gonna do some. I need to. Slipped a little bit behind. I'm trying to be a bit more organized
Right.
with things. But for example, we haven't had any highlights up for a little while, and it's just highlights are pretty easy to do. It's just another task, and it's just sitting down to do it. So I used to power through on everything, but I said before, I used to spin many plates that were very high.
Yeah.
So for example, today, for example, we're recording. I would usually go home and edit, and then do the highlights, and then do the stingers, and then do the promotional material.
Yeah.
And that'd be like one day, and that's a day's work.
Yeah.
But after doing that and having like a full-time job and doing stand-up and trying to do other stuff, it just got a bit more like,
It's a lot of
I'm
stuff.
running out of time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and be a bit more organized and be like, okay, yeah, just set it into tasks and be like, right, we recorded today, that's that done. I'll edit tomorrow.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And then try and do catch up on highlights and stuff like that. But yeah, try and be a bit more organized. Get things going. But yeah, so I'm at Nick Snip.
I am at Sing It Steve.
We're at Pulling Teeth Pod on Twitter and Instagram.
And you can email us at wisdom@pullingteethpodcast.com. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/pullingteethpodcast.
Yeah, I got the website, pullingteethpodcast.com, which I still want to do some stuff with. It feels like it could be quite cool to play around with things on there. I just feel like a different audience.
Yeah.
Just be interesting. Funnel people. Let's get more interaction. We haven't had interaction for a while. Although I've heard some rumours that there's some interaction on the horizon. I got a letter through from some solicitors. So we'll see if anything comes of that.
Wow.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. We'll see. It was just a notification warning thing, but we'll see what happens.
Okay.
So that's some kind of audience interaction.
That's a good thing to end on.
We might not be around for much longer. Yeah, should be all good.
All right.
So yeah, good week, and catch you later.
All right. Bye.
Well, good.